Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, welcome. I'm so happy you could join me today as we continue working on our Pastel Blossoms journal, which we make together from start to finish using my Pastel Blossoms digital kit. And I thought we could have some more fun with ephemera today. So what I have here is the 3 big tags that come in the kit. There are also some smaller tags in the kit as well, but I thought we will do something with these today. So I just cut them out like this, cut them apart, and when I was, designing this kit, I had a trifold tag idea for them, but so I'm definitely going to do something that can fold today. But I thought, how fun would it be if we actually made 2 more tags to go in between here, and then it would be like a 5-fold thing, sort of. Not sure if this is going to work. Again, there's a lot of experimenting in this series for me, but I want to try it. I want to just try new things and experiment with you guys. So let me show you what I had in mind. I was thinking, I think I need to clean this edge a little bit more, because they are in the kit, they are sort of outlined with this black line just to make it easier for you to cut them, and I just don't want those black lines showing. So I was thinking we could add some ledger tags cut out from ledger paper to, in between these. And I have these ledger papers that come from Lorna Tailor-Made Journals, and I printed them on a just a little bit thicker, it's like a copy paper, but it's, I don't know, maybe 100 GSM or 110, something like that, so not your usual 80. And I was thinking we could use these, I like this because this has pink and blue, to cut the tags out of. This is nice too, but maybe too brown. The green is gorgeous, but no, not for this, I think. This is beautiful with the handwriting, but I think I want to leave them blank so that, there can be some journaling space. Yeah, okay, so let's go with this one that I have here. Sorry if you can hear cars outside my windows. I have my window open because it's not warm today, like it's not a very warm day, and it's actually a very gloomy day, but it's kind of stuffy, it's very humid today, so I'm going just outline my tags so that I can cut the exact size, and I'm doing this on the other side of my ledger paper, and I've already moved it. Okay. So like this, and we can sort of work on it a little bit if it's not perfect, so we can just want to cut them out first and see how it will look like, and if it will even be nice. And the fun thing that I want to do with these tags is the hinging, because if you've seen my altered envelope video from a few days ago, I will link it below, we did hinge it to our page with eyelets and jump rings, following Maddie, who's Crafty Law. She had this great idea of doing this, and I loved it so much. I thought I could do this again on these tags, and it sort of also would, you know, tie different elements of the journal together if we use the same element, like the hinging throughout the journal, and with different, you know, ephemera pieces and whatnot. So I thought it could be fun. Okay, this is cute. And let me cut the second one out. And don't worry, I'm not going to put you through watching me try to hinge these again. I will maybe do one on camera just in case you didn't see the previous video, so you know what I'm talking about and what I'm going to do. But because we are going to have 5 tags that I want to join together, that's going to take me a little while to hinge them, especially that I'm not so used to working with those jump rings. So I'll probably just pause the video, do the rest of camera, and go back to you with the finished hinging. Okay, and this is nice too. So I'm going to obviously save the scraps, but maybe let me just have it so it's easier to store. Okay, so what do we have so far? We have our tags, and we have our insert tags. I like it. I like how the colors kind of work together. So let me quickly ink up the edges of those. And we will think what we want to do on the other side of them. Because I don't want to, you know, leave them blank. It's definitely not the look I usually go for. White usually does not appear in my journals. Okay, so we have those inked up, and now, so I was thinking that we could line these tags with a book page, so they would be plain on this side and they would have some pattern on this, and these that already have some pattern we could line with something plainer. Maybe, let me see what I have here. I printed some things, so maybe something will look good here. And what I have here is some handmade paper, digital handmade paper from Digital Curio, and I was thinking maybe some of these could work because they are gorgeous. I just printed them on like regular copy paper. Oh, how pretty is this? How gorgeous is this? So yeah, so regular copy paper, as I usually do when I want to use items for collaging. Maybe. I think I like this with pink. And I also have some of Lorna's coffee and avocado stained papers with lace. And I actually love them too. Wow. Okay, so let me just take these two, this one to here, and we can think about it in a moment. But I actually think I want to start with backing the ledger papers. So I decided to go with this book. This is the Oxford Book of Garden Flowers. It's one of my favorite books for flower illustrations. It really has beautiful florals, beautiful colors, and they have this sort of pastel vibes. A lot of those illustrations do have some kind of a pastel vibe to them. So let me just pick 2 pages that I want to line these tags with, and I want them to kind of match these tags that that we are using from my kits. Beautiful pages. There's okay. I want something that's not going to be too much in our face with the colors, but also something that is going to match these colors here. How beautiful are these pansies. Okay, something soft. This could work, I think. Let me go back here for a moment. Maybe this. Wow, I love this. So this could be one, and this. I like these two. So let me just pull out these pages so it's easier for us to cut our tags out of them. Putting the book aside. Okay, so we're going with sort of pinks and purples here. So this, I'm just going to glue them with my glue stick and then cut around them. That's going to be easier. And as usual, I'm going to sew around them. So I'm not too worried about gluing them perfectly at this point. Just want to be able to cut around really. And this one, I would like to see all of these three colors, so somewhere almost in the middle. Hope everyone is doing okay. We have a very gloomy day today in Poland, or in Krakow at least, and we've actually had some warnings from our government about flooding. So it's been raining a lot yesterday, and I think it's also raining today. I haven't been outside yet, and it's like a lunchtime, but you know, why would I go outside if it's raining and it's so gloomy and dark, and I can instead just sit at my desk, have a warm tea just beside me and craft. I mean, that's no choice at all, is it? So I guess I'm lucky I don't have to go outside today. At least not now, maybe in the afternoon. Okay. Oh, this is pretty. This is pretty. So, saving the scraps, of course. We're probably going to use them for something else. Oh, it's so pretty. But yeah, I know I want them to kind of go together as a whole. And this 5-fold tag thing is probably going to bulk up our journal if we put it inside. But like I said to you in the beginning of this series, I don't really mind the bulk, not in this one. I want it to be chunky, I want to try things, I want to experiment, I want to have as much fun as possible doing this, because I treat it as my self-care, making this particular journal with you. And yeah, okay, so I just want to have fun and not think too much about anything really, not worrying about how bulky, how big it's going to get. Okay, so let me now, going to put these scraps aside, let me now see what would fit here. And now I'm thinking, yeah, I'm definitely thinking the handmade paper, because the color, the pink, you can see the pink here is quite different. This is more like a peachy color, and we have some pink and some purple in this, so it's going to be great. And yeah, again, just going to first glue those down, cut them around, and we'll see. We will see what's next. Just making sure I won't have any white borders around my tag. Okay, some glue here. Wow, this is so pretty. Okay, here we have it. Okay, so let me see first. Maybe I wanted this like this. I like how this looked. So now let me see how it looks on the other side. And it looks so lovely. I love it. Oh, we need to turn. Okay, this is this is how we want it. How pretty is that? How pretty do the colors look together? So let me ink up this side too. I think I'm going to hinge them first, and then I'm going to we are going to embellish them somehow, or pockets, tag spots, we will see. But I think, yeah, I think I want to hinge them first, because then I will know exactly how much space I have, I will know where the eyelets are, and so on. Maybe before I hinge them though, I would like to make holes in these ones. Not these, I think, but the 3 that I have from my kit, I'm going to punch holes. I'm going to use some reinforcers, and we can use some thread with them, or some ribbon later, or some sari silk. We will see. I'm not worried about the white here, because I'm going to cover it in a sec. So I have this this punch that comes from it comes from well, I believe from Amazon. This is We Are Memory Keepers one, and I'm just going to punch some of these, if I can get it to work. It's been kind of naughty with me lately, not wanting to punch properly, but maybe we can make it work. So I'm using the leftover ledger, so that the little circles will match the ledger paper that we have here, and I'm cutting 2 per tag, 2 of them per tag, because I want them on the front and on the back as well. Okay, like that. So can't leave them uninked, can I? I hope you're not tired of seeing me ink things up, but like I mentioned in some of my previous videos, I just don't. I like it when people don't ink. I like their projects. I think they are beautiful. But for some reason, when I try to make something without inking, I don't love it. I don't really love it. So I ink. And it's kind of, sometimes, you know, it's kind of even meditative. Like when I have a large pile of, I don't know, ephemera or something to ink up, I will just put on some Netflix or YouTube or some nice music and I'll just sit and do my inking, and it's kind of nice actually. Okay, so now let me use my tacky glue to attach them like this. And this one. Oops, very uneven. Sorry for clearing my throat so much. I'm kind of suffering from allergies. It's been tough this year for some reason. I've had this allergy for like some plants, I don't know exactly what, ever since I was a kid, and sometimes, you know, there are those years when it's worse, when I'm like sniffling and sneezing all the time, but some years are actually not that bad, so it's like a lottery, really. Not sure why that is. Okay. This one and the last one. I like how these reinforcers look on the tags. They add just a little something to a plain tag and kind of make it look complete, you know. So I like adding them whenever I can. All right, now for the fun part, which is going to be hinging those. So let me see and let me show you how I would go about it. If I can find my ruler somewhere here. Okay, I have it here under a pile of stuff on my left. And my pencil, yeah, it's here. Just a sip of tea. Okay, so what I was thinking is I would hinge the first two tags with 2 eyelets, and then because I don't want them to sort of bump into each other when I fold it, I'm going to hinge the second and the third with 1 eyelet, then 2 eyelets again, and then 1 eyelet. I think 1 eyelet may be a little bit flimsy, but I don't think I'm going to mind. Although, like I said, it's kind of an experiment, so we will have to see how it looks. So let me just kind of try to measure where I want my eyelet. So let me mark it maybe here. So this is 5, and I'm going to have to write it down, so 5 centimeters. And the other one will be so 15, 9 and a half. 9 and a half. And again here I want 5 and 9 and a half. And then for the 1 eyelet, I want to kind of in the middle, so I'm going to go with 7 and I don't know, 3 millimeters, 7 and 3, something like this. And the same here. And like I said, I'm going to make just one to show you guys, but you can see me doing this in one of my previous videos. I will link it below. So now I want to make holes in the places where I marked this, and I want these holes and the eyelets to be quite close to the edge of the tag. because I have very small jump rings, and if I put them too far, then the jump ring kind of, well, it can't really fit because it's so small. So one here. And one here. Okay. Now for the eyelids. I'm just using like regular old gold color sort of eyelids. I get my eyelids usually of AliExpress because they are quite cheap there, and they are quite expensive for some reason if I wanted to buy them locally. So, and also I think eyelids are a sort of safe purchase from AliExpress, because with AliExpress, you know, you have to be careful very often because they tend to steal like designs, and I'm not saying it generally, you know, of course there are shops that that don't do it, of course, and they sell their original work, but sometimes, you know, when I browse through AliExpress, I'm so sad when I see like the exact kits from like Artie Mays or Tracy Fox or, you know, Tim Holt, and they are selling them as their own, and people are actually buying it. And of course some people may not know Artie Mays or Tracy Fox, or not be aware of that, but if you are aware, then it's just sad really, because there's not much you can do about it. But things that are kind of things like eyelids and like paper clips, and you know, those are things that you can't really steal the design of. I mean, how could you steal a design of an eyelid when it looks like hundreds of eyelids out there, you know? So I'm kind of feeling more comfortable about these, about buying things like these from AliExpress. And like I say, they are cheaper there. They are cheaper there than they are where I usually buy them. So if you don't mind waiting, oh, what is this? Not what I was grabbing for. Just a sec, guys. Trying to grab my pliers. Yeah, so if you don't mind waiting for the delivery, then AliExpress is great for things like these. So what I have here are these small jump rings, and I've already ordered some bigger ones, which I think will be more comfortable, because I'm loving using them. So I want to use them more often. I just don't want it to be so hard with these tiny ones. So I'm going to put one ring through each eyelid on this tag, then one ring through each eyelid on the other tag, and I'm going to see if I want to join those two or if I want one more sort of in between them, as I did in the altered envelope. It worked better there, I think, with 3, but we will see how it looks here. Okay, let me close this one. All right. And I had a great suggestion from one of my kind subbies, that it would be easier to use sort of 2 sets of pliers, you know, like in 2 hands, and I definitely think it would. I don't have a second pair, but I'm going to get one definitely, and and try that, because I am struggling here. As you can obviously see, I'm kind of struggling, but still I think it's worth the effort, you know, because the end result is just so pretty. So let me close this one, or I could actually try to join it and we will see. Yeah, I think 2 are actually enough for this. So I already love it. This is so cute. Okay, so just one more and I'll show you how it looks, and then I will pause you so it will be just a second for you when I make the rest of them, when I join the rest of them off camera, and then we will get into the fun part, which is decorating and figuring out what we want on the inside. Okay, this is closed. Right, so how cute is this? So here it is, guys. Here's our first pair of tags joined with the jump rings. I'm going to do the same here, then add eyelets and join them all together, and it's going to be sort of folding out like this, and I think it's just so cute. Okay guys, so see you in a sec when I complete this. Okay guys, so I'm back with you, and it's been like an hour for me, and thankfully just a second for you. So I attached all of our tags together, and I also did stitching around, so that's why it kind of took me longer, because I had to kind of maneuver between the eyelets and it wasn't fun. But look at this, guys, look at how cute this is, and the back is just so pretty, and yeah, definitely worth the time, you know. I love it so much. And like I said, the ones with one eyelet are a bit more flimsy. I don't mind it at all, but if you do, then you can just use 2 eyelets on in between here too. So now I thought we will start decorating, and I only want to do some little decorating on these 2. These I think we will leave as they are, these 2, and then we will do some fun like pockets and stuff on the back. So I had somewhere, and of course I don't see them now, but I did in the meantime I did fussy cut some butterflies, and maybe I'll be able to. Okay, here they are. So I have a couple of butterflies that I thought would go with the colors here that we could use for our collages. And I also went through my Edith Holden scraps, and I pulled all the little scraps and what text I could salvage. Do you know, I just fussy tore around them around it, and so I have these, all of these. It's just I just, you know, went through like a 1/5 of my Edith Holden scraps, but that's fine. I think we can use some of these. So maybe actually let me pick out some small ones, because there is this April, I don't want anything too big. There is Bright and Cold, there's this horse chestnut, there is juniper berries, and maybe this one. So I could have those 2 like names of plants and their Latin names too. Maybe that would work nice. So like this and like this. Now I think I want at least one label. So let me see. what I can find. And I'm thinking, as usual, some of Tracy's. This is too big, too big. I need something small. Could have this in the background. This. Maybe actually, let me check if I have butterflies in different colors. Because I'm not loving this pink. I have some here, so maybe one of these would work better. I'm thinking maybe this one, so let me just quickly cut it out. And these are from like a cut-apart, butterfly cut-apart sheet that that I bought in my local craft store. I'm not very fond of butterflies in real life, and as some of you may know, but I do like them as ephemera when they are just colorful and nice and not scary. I know this isn't very common, I guess, but yeah, I'm kind of scared of them. Well, moths, my issue is with moths, but butterflies are just very similar to them. Okay, so maybe, oh, I actually like how this looks. So let me take a look. Would this maybe work better here? Look at this. The butterfly. Hero. Butterfly. And some cheesecloth, definitely, to add some texture. So let me grab some cheesecloth and some music. I think I want music paper too, so I have just the scrap here that I can use. Okay. Could have it maybe like this up here. And one more thing I think I could use for these collages to kind of tie them with the tags is I have those faux washi strips in my kit, and I'm thinking it would be nice to actually use them as well. So I will tear just a piece of this one with the green postage stamp on it. I think it might tie nice with the green of the flowers. So not too much, but just a little bit here. Maybe like this. And the butterfly here. Okay, let's leave it like this for now. And I'm going to tear another piece of this. And maybe use it this way on this side, so we would have these. Do I want this label, or maybe I want something with more neutral colors? Maybe that's just too much pink. I think this one is actually better. Where is my butterfly? It's here. could look nice up there. And then what else do I want? A little piece of this music here as well. Like that. So we have different layers of colors. Okay. And then I'm not loving this, so what can we do about it? Maybe this is just big for me. Can I use this April perhaps and just make it smaller? This would be a nice sort of title up there. So like, this is I think too long, so we could have it like this maybe, and then the butterfly could be actually flying down the page, so sort of this way, and I think I like it better. Okay, so let me make some space on my desk to actually do something with these. Put this aside. Okay, so I want to ink my edges of these pieces first. And I think I'm going to be putting some cheesecloth underneath the label. Or the butterfly, but I'm thinking the label. Okay, like that. Oops. Like this. And the butterfly as well, because I fussy cut it from a quite a light background and I didn't like it. Okay, so let me start gluing down my little pieces. I love doing small collages like this. It really, you can have a blank page, you know, and when you add this little tiny collage, it adds a lot, I think. So now let me just do this and add some cheesecloth. I have a piece here. So can I salvage it? I think I can. Okay, I like it to be messy, and I like the threads coming out like this. It's a nice look, I think. So this goes here. Then my scrap from Edith Holden. I'm actually having trouble finding Edith Holden books at the moment, which is strange. I used to be able to find them quite easily and in quite, you know, they're quite affordable. But now I'm either not finding them at all where I usually look, or they are crazy expensive, and I don't know what's happening. I think maybe because they are so popular, it just may be harder and harder to, you know, find them, and but there are so many beautiful books out there. So I was wondering the other day, what's the phenomenon of Edith Holden? You know, why is she the one we love so much? And I love her. I love her work. It's obviously beautiful, but I was just thinking there are so many beautiful books out there, and even in this like diary form. And I was just thinking, you know, I would like to know how it all started with Edith. Was there one crafter in particular who, you know, influenced all the other crafters, or how was it really? So let me just try with cheesecloth again. Add some. I will add some behind the title, the April, and we'll see how it looks. Maybe we don't need anything else actually. Sometimes, you know, less is more, and we have a lot going on anyway. Oops, I'm sorry guys. That's my phone. Just knocked my tri-phone and my phone and everything. Okay, going to glue these down. And then how do I want these pieces? Do I want them like this? And then what about the butterfly? The butterfly could be here. So he's like going into the page, or he could be here like this. Yeah, maybe this way. So I will glue this one a little bit lower than I usually planned on. Now this April, maybe lower as well. Yeah, and then the butterfly could be overlapping the April, because we will still know what it says. And now I realize I did not ink the butterfly. Oh, so much easier. How much easier would it be for me if I did not have to ink everything, but alas, I do. Okay, yeah, love it. Ooh, and I see that my jump rings are kind of disjointed here, but that's fine, I can fix it. Okay, should be much better now. So this is how the front of our tags look. I think they look absolutely cute. And now let's turn it over like this, and let's think, what do we want to have here? Okay, so let me start with another washi strip from my kit, and let's make a little side tag spot. I think it's going to look nice. We can then put some ephemera in it, so that should be fun. And I think I'm going, as usual, punch the edge of this tag spot. Where do I want it? I don't want to cover this, so maybe I want this part. Okay, so like this. Just want to trim it. Can be a little bit shorter than my tag, but shouldn't be longer. And do I want it just... No, I think that's fine. Okay, so let me punch the edge here. Alright, so I have it punched. Now quickly inking this up right here and here. And I think I wanted, ooh, maybe I could, actually think I like this the most. Okay, I like how the colors match here, but them don't blend too much. Okay, what else could we have? So maybe we could have like a paper sampler sort of thing. So like I do these scrappy notebooks sometimes when I just attach a piece of a few pieces of paper and you can just tear them, and I have some scraps here. Not going to use all of them, I think, but okay, no, it's because there wasn't much left. Okay, so just let me tear a few pieces out. Okay, so we have this one. This one, we have the music page, and I'm not going to tear off this edge, even though it's straight, because it has beautiful coloring, so it could be used for collaging, and it would look very nice, I think. What else? Just a plain piece of tea stain paper. Yep, and something from the book. This flower is with this maybe. Well, the whole page is very pretty, so let's just take a piece and we'll see how it looks. So those are, you know, those are great if you want to like tear some pages out, use them for collage, use them for writing little notes maybe. Really, I need to ink this up. Can't leave it like that. Okay, and this one, and maybe just a little piece of a flower up the top here. Like this. Yep, could be. Now I have to make sure it will fit, that it won't stick out. So I might actually want to make these pieces just a little bit narrower. Like this. I'm trying to kind of compose it so that you can see most of them peeking out, you know, so that it actually looks scrappy, and yeah, I think I like it. So let me just sew through here with my machine, and I will be back in a second. We'll just glue it down. Okay, I'm back. I decided to leave the threads hanging, sort of, because I like them. And yeah, and we are just going to glue our scrappy notebook down on the page. And the pages can be easily torn out of it. You know, you can just leave them here, and like I said, use for little notes or something like that. So our second tag is done. What else do we want? What else? Maybe we could use one of the pockets from the kit. I have it here somewhere cut out. Okay, I have it here. So in the kit you get 2 of these pockets with journaling cards that fit right into them. And I like them because I left them quite plain, so you can further decorate them. So what could we do here? We could definitely add a little label. Okay. Do I want these from Tracy again? I probably do. I would really like something very small, and this could work. It's a plain one, but it looks really nice. Let me just see if I have any random numbers, or I have actually printed these awesome sciencey labels that could work here. So this is the sciencey. This is the sciencey label pack from Tracy. I'm just trying to see if I want maybe to add them here. Oh, this could be like this, or maybe a different sorry, maybe a different shape. So like a rectangular up the top here. And let me take maybe some of this book page to add in the background as well. So to sort of tie it with the, it's too much. Okay, this looks nice. I don't know about this label though, because it's quite yellow, you know, in comparison to what we have going on here, so maybe I will just stick to those 2. What else would I like? Music page. And could be nice down the bottom here, but it's too long. So maybe like this. So we would have this, then our flower, and a label, actually maybe like that. Yep, I think I do like it. So just so you know, a little collage to add a bit more interest. Okay, this is cute. So without further ado, let me glue my pocket to the page, or to the tag actually. Like that. Let me hold it down for a bit so we're sure it's glued down. So our card will go in this pocket, and I will just take another one of these handmade papers, digital handmade papers from Digital Curio, and glue it down, sew around it, and our card will be done. I don't think it needs anything else really. Okay. I like it. How cute it looks. Just a little bit of my vintage photo. Righty. Now let me quickly pause you and go to my sewing machine. Right, so here it is, our card, just sewn around it with a straight stitch and light thread, and it goes comfortably here. I have the sari silk, and the color is just so perfect for this project. It looks really pretty, so I just want a piece of it and just staple it right here. Cute. Okay, right, now what? Maybe just some simple journaling space would be nice. And I was thinking, I have this piece of coffee stain paper with some lace imprint on it, which is really nice. So how about I tear it around like this, and we still see the beautiful page behind it, but it kind of tones it down, it matches this here. Just let me make it a little bit smaller. Okay, and just probably tiny bit of collaging in one edge of this. Of this, okay, pretty. Maybe one of these Edith Holden words that I have. Okay, do I have any? I do. Any more of this washi tape, faux washi actually. Like this. Yeah, I think so. So are you guys crafting along with me, making this journal? I'm very curious to know if you have joined me on this project, if you are making your own Pastel Blossoms journal. That would be so fun, because I believe we can all work with the same kits, we can all work even following the same tutorials, and we will in the end all have different journals. They may be similar, of course, but they will be different. They will reflect our own personality, I think, and that's wonderful. Right, and the last page, I was thinking, where is, I have the page, okay, here it is. One of the pages from my kit has those little tickets, and I was thinking we could actually use one of them. So maybe I'll just cut this one. It's a little tag spot. Do I want it top or bottom? And I'm thinking top, because I already have this pocket sort of on the bottom, so I want something sliding up here. Right, what else could I use? Maybe a piece of this. And maybe just a little label, so that it kind of ties in with this here. I like how this looks. Okay, that's it. I don't need anything else. Well, maybe I'll just ink the edges of the book page, but that's it, guys. That looks pretty. And now I want it as a tag spot, so I'm only going to be gluing the top and the side here onto my page like this, and it will stay open here, so we can add something here later. And there is also all this space here for journaling. So we did it, guys, we did it. I think it looks so pretty. So let me close it. Let me just take a look at this side, and it looks pretty as well. And I would like to close it like this. Maybe, do I actually want some closure here, guys? Do we want some closure? I actually think we do. Okay, so just very quickly, I'm going to make a hole. Yeah, I can make a hole here on this side, maybe somewhere here. Okay, I'm going to add an eyelet, and I have some organza ribbon. I think it will look really pretty, so I'm just going to cut a larger piece, fold it in half, and go through my eyelet here. Like this, like I would do on a journal, you know, making a closure. And now we can just tie it maybe in a bow. That would look nice. Okay, so we have our closure, and the absolutely last thing I thought we could do with these would be to add some twine through the holes. And I just have this baker's twine that's green and white, and I think it would actually match each tag. So let me just see how I want them. I could do this. And maybe tie little bows that I think would look cute here. So I hope you can see sort of what I'm doing, although it's not anything unusual, obviously. Okay, no, that's cute, isn't it? Tad bit shorter, this and this. Okay, so there's our first bow. Now let me do the same with the rest. Yeah, I think it was just the finishing touch that this whole project needed, just a pop of green and just some more texture, you know, with the twine. So we have a stack of tags, and when we open this up, it folds all the way like this, and we have the 3 tags from the kit, the 2 ledger tags where you can journal on, some collaging, and then when you flip the whole thing like this, we have a tag spot. Do I have anything to show it? A tag spot here, so a side tag spot. We have the tear papers, so that can be used for collaging, for jotting down little notes. We have our pocket here with some collaging and a label and a little journal card, and you can as well journal on the back here. We have the journaling spot here, and we have a top tag spot up here, and this all looks lovely with the colors. I really love how this handmade paper from Digital Curio worked here. So yeah, so this is our project for today. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Let me know if you are doing something similar. I hope you did. I hope you are all fine, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!